Welcome to the Her Voice Shines podcast, where we celebrate the power, brilliance, and resilience of women everywhere. I'm your host, Shanasia Washington. Join us as we share inspiring stories and insights from extraordinary women who have found their voice and are making a difference. Together, we'll create a ripple effect, illuminating the path to visibility and empowerment. Let's break barriers, shatter ceilings, and lift each other up. In each episode, we dive deep into the journeys of women who have turned their challenges into triumphs and their dreams into reality. Whether you're looking for motivation, guidance, or a community that understands your journey, you're in the right place. Stay tuned and remember, let your voice shine. Let your voice shine. It's Shanasia Washington, the fabulous host of the Her Voice Shines platform. I am streaming from none other than Houston, Texas, straight Texas girl here. I am so happy to be here. We are in a recording cycle that has been nothing short of amazing. I think each and every time we have these, it goes to a different level. So I always toot my own horn because it's a good place to be because we have the most amazing guests and the most amazing story. And today is no different. I have a very beautiful guest that's going to come to the stage and do our normal drill. Tell us her name, where she's streaming from. We get the magic of her story. Without any further waiting time, here's my very beautiful guest for today.
Hello, how are you?
I am amazing. So let's tell us who you are, give us your name, where you're streaming from, and give us a little bit of insight into who this beautiful lady is in front of us today.
Sure. My name is Julianne Gardner, and I'm streaming from the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area. And the magic of my story is that I am a mom turned entrepreneur and also inventor. When my own son, I have 2 kids, and I'm actually pregnant with my third. But the story goes, my second baby wouldn't take a bottle. And as many moms know, 61% of breastfeeding moms have this issue, which is called bottle refusal. And when my own son wouldn't take a bottle, I was pretty much strapped to him for the first year of his life. It was really hard to live a normal life with a baby by your side at all times. I was lucky enough where I could work from home and he could stay with me. But it was a struggle for our entire family. My husband felt like he had a really hard time being able to bond with our son because he wasn't able to feed him. Other caregivers, family members weren't able to feed him. So all of that responsibility was shouldered by me. And I was always worried that what if something would happen to me? My son won't take a bottle. He's not going to be okay. And I have a degree in biology and worked in research for 13 years. And I started doing my own research and found that mom's scent is scientifically proven to soothe babies and also encourage feeding. So what I did was I turned our family's problem of bottle refusal into a patent pending product called the Bottle Levee. And how it works is pretty cool. So all of our Bottle Levees come with a pad that mom wears to absorb her scent. And the pad is placed in the pocket of the levee, and the levee slides onto the bottle, keeping mom's scent close to the baby during feeding time. And they also have something really cute that they can touch and play with. It's soft. It's a sensory object. As we know, babies love having those sensory objects. And since I launched last June, we are helping families nationwide having calmer and more soothing bottle feeding experiences. So it has really been a wonderful journey to be able to take my problem, invent a product that is now helping families across the country.
Amazing. Amazing. I love the intro. I don't think that people just really understand the levels to motherhood. It's just so much. When you just think about it, it's getting them here. I mean, that's one thing, carrying them, delivering them, is all the things after. We're learning what our bodies are going to do after. They're learning how to come into the world. It's just really a meshing of different times, and I don't think people realize how delicate it really is. I'm only a mom of one. My son is 8 years old, but I'm telling you, that was the most transformative thing that happened to me physically, nearly almost dying during delivery. And then after that, coming in to, change my life, my attitude, my mind, my feelings, to kind of mesh with this little boy who's just getting here. So I can only, imagine, and it's kind of interesting. I have a friend who she breastfed, and she had a similar issue. the baby just would not latch onto that bottle for anything in the world. I mean, and they tried a lot. I mean, they spent a lot of money on all those bottles because they have so many different types. But some of them just need mom for
Yes.
that stage in their development, and that's okay too. So when I was hearing, I was like, oh my gosh, like I kind of got a little bit of chills because I'm thinking like, ooh, that's heavy because I'm trying to, get back into the normal of my own body. But then here's this baby who needs me and relies on me so heavily. But what I like most about that is that you didn't stop with that. You turned that real life situation into a solution that goes beyond you and your child, that goes beyond, you just having this hard issue, someone else's solution. What I like about it, because I understand this from building a business, you talked about this. Look, I had to build this from scratch. I mean, no funding connections. Look, I had no business, no business sense, no backing, no family that could really support me in doing this. Tell me about resourcefulness. Tell me about what it looked like and how that kind of is still building this business, because people have to hear this, Julianne, because I think they think everything is going to be, handed to them, or everything has to be figured out. No, here's a mom that had a real life problem and a solution, but lack thereof of funding and all these other things. But here we are today with a whole inventor. So tell me about that resourcefulness.
I think as an entrepreneur, being resourceful is one of the most important attributes that anyone can have. For me, like you mentioned, I had no background in business. I had worked in research for 13 years, but I had no background in product development. I didn't know how to take my idea that was in my head and on paper into an actual physical product. And what I started doing was thinking about who would be able to help me, who has been in my shoes before that I could possibly reach out to, and maybe they would be willing to help me just even get to the next couple of steps. And what I started doing, I thought of the show Shark Tank. There are so many moms on that show that have developed baby products. And I just thought, let me find them on LinkedIn and I'll just cold message them and see if I get any responses. And it was pretty astounding because I started receiving messages back just from my cold outreach. And that was really what helped me take my business to the next level. The moms and the business owners, the entrepreneurs who responded to my messages, they would help guide me and just say, this is where you're at, this is where you need to go, and here's a couple people that I could refer you to or even put you in contact with who have a product that's similar to what you're trying to develop. And it was that was really the launching point for me to getting started. Something else that has been really helpful in my business is actually getting connected to local resources. There are so many free resources here in the Philadelphia area, and I'm sure it is like that around the country. And I just started tapping into different entrepreneurial networks, and the advisors from those networks that oversee those programs, they would do the same thing. They would also help refer me out to professionals who could help guide me. Or if I needed to hire someone, they were willing to recommend some people too who were local, which really helps because you can meet face to face and start developing those connections that you need. And lastly, one of the things that has been really important to me as an early stage entrepreneur has been funding. And I have won 3 pitch competitions here locally in the Philadelphia area. And I've raised just from those competitions nearly $20,000 that has gone back into my business. And those pitch competitions have been really a lifeline for me to continue to fund my business and help take me to the next. So I would encourage any entrepreneur who is looking to get into this space, look up pitch competitions because it's equity-free cash. If you win, that you can put right back into your business, and that will help you to grow into the next phase for whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, for sure. I know I'm in the Houston area, and we have quite a few organizations like that. I've done a couple pitch competitions myself. But one of the things I think for me as it related to pitch competitions is really also to an extension of what I actually do is that storytelling component. I think the storytelling piece of it is so important. Like for
Yes.
you personally, tell me about what did you change or shift or really ground in your story to get people to finally say yes? Because I meet a lot of early stage entrepreneurs. I still consider myself one. And one of the things I think that it's really changed and evolved as it relates to pitch competitions is my ability to connect the story and the why. So
Mm-hmm.
tell us a little bit about that because this is more of a product based space. And we have many product-based entrepreneurs that watch the show. So I just want you to talk about that in terms of your storytelling journey and relating it back
Sure.
to the pitch.
Sure. So I can tell you a little funny anecdote about this. So this is not the first product that I have invented. I have, I would say I was like the girl who cried invention for nearly a decade. I would come up with an idea, I would make a prototype and not know how to take it to the next step. So it would just go back into my closet, sit there and collect dust, honestly, until I was ready to throw it away. But I think what is different about the product that I have today that is actually on the market is the story behind it, the why that drives why I do business every day and what is keeping me going in this really, up and down journey, because entrepreneurship is not a straight line to success. I've had great wins, but I've also had to overcome some really hard things as well. Um, but I think it is leaning into your story because people don't necessarily connect with the product. They might, but I think you will have a better chance of luck or success if you can have them connect to you as a person. And again, I mentioned that 61% of breastfeeding moms experience bottle refusal. So I lean into that statistic a lot too, because it's not just a small problem that I'm trying to solve. There's so many moms and families who are going through this every day because again, it doesn't just impact mom, it impacts caregivers, it impacts anyone else who is involved in that baby's life because they're not able to feed the baby. They can't help mom have a break. So I really like to make sure that this problem that I'm solving, and I would recommend this to other entrepreneurs as well, can you show how big the problem is? If it's just an isolated problem, it might not resonate. But if you can find and lean into something that is experienced by so many people, you'll have a better chance of being able to connect your story and your solution with other people, which would help you in your success.
Yeah, I mean it's so big to say it, and I'm so happy that you spoke to that because I work with primarily women entrepreneurs, and I think that's the thing. I was like, yeah, the product or the service is the thing, but where's the you, where's the why, and where's
Yes.
all of that, and how do you build that into a comprehensive package to put it in the pitch competition? So I'm so happy you shared that. I remember when I gave my first one, I almost look at it and laugh because the evolution of it. I mean, it was still the heart and stuff was in there, but then it was almost too much heart. You don't want to be so overly emotional that you're dumping all this stuff on the audience. Where was that healthy gauge for me? So to kind of
Mm-hmm.
look back and see that from the past probably 3 or 4 years, I'm just so excited that I've been committed to it and tinkering it into the way that gets to yeses or builds the relationship. And that's always what I want to draw here on
Yes.
the show. The other component, and I know you know this, she said, I'm pregnant with a third one. Oh my God. God bless you, Julianne. I love you already for that, for just championing that girl. I'm already talking about one. He's 8. But the other component that many moms say is, I just don't have the time.
Mm.
It's just so many competing priorities. I just don't. But there could be a mom out there that has a service or a product that really needs to get into the market, that really could have a community behind it. What would you say to them that I just don't have the time? I have a good idea, but I just don't have the time. What would you say? Because you're definitely juggling a ton of responsibilities, but you're still standing up even here today for your product.
Yes. I think what you have to do is prioritize your time. And I'm not going to lie, there have been so many late nights. So when I did start this, I was working full time. And so I worked at any opportunity that I could. And most of that was at nighttime after my kids had already gone to bed. So find the open space in your calendar and fill that with what steps you need to do. And I like to tell people that you don't need to make a ton of progress at one time, because I think it's overwhelming if you're new and trying to bring a product to life, to think, 5-10 years into the future. For me, it was much more accessible if I could break it down into smaller steps. So what I would do is just really look at the next 1, 2 to 3 steps ahead. Okay, what do I even need to do to make it to the next step? And then once I would get there, okay, what's next? And I would just take these small steps every day, every week, because again, you're right, you're balancing so many things as moms. It's not even like, even if you have a job, that is huge. But then you have these children that you have to care for, and they're not robots. They have needs, they get sick. You're balancing and juggling so many different things, a household, chores, doctor's appointments, everyone's schedules. So, you have to prioritize what you need to, but then again, fill that empty space, even if it's at nighttime, a few hours at night, or if you're better off in the morning, a few hours in the morning, and create those opportunities for yourself. Because once you get to a point where you have made a lot of progress, you'll see, I'm all in now. I can keep going. I've been doing this for a while, and I think that will help launch you into the next phase of your entrepreneurial journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think staying a couple of steps ahead as best you can. I mean, in an ideal world, it's great, but sometimes you can't even do that. But just having that kind of thought to say, okay, well, I know this is coming up and this is coming up. Like I used to, like when I was a younger girl, maybe 10 years ago, I used to be able to kind of flow just without the calendar. Now that calendar is like my pride and joy. I'm like, oh no.
Me too.
10 to
Me
10:30,
too.
this is what Sandra is doing. Like I am serious. Like I mean, obviously I missed the time when I could kind of flow without it, but now it's just such an essential part of my day and my life, because it's not just the business, it's the child, it's the caregiver. I have elderly grandparents and their household and just the different things that I'm dealing with. So it has to be in a system that I can still work and get things done, knowing that some days will probably be more overwhelming than others. I don't want to be not used to that. But I do want to make sure that I have some type of system that's keeping me aligned, because we all get the same 24 hours. No matter the bank account, no matter the status, no matter any of that, we all get the same 24 hours. So I just try to do the best I can with the ones that are given to me. I like about your story. I mean, you have the biology side and you have this clinical research side, but then there's the mommy side, and all these things have to come together in the intersection to produce product. Yeah, it sounds like, I think we go through our life, our everyday life, we don't realize like all the little things we have to do to put the thing in motion. And then take somebody from the outside and say, okay, you're kind of doing like a lot of stuff, girl. Like, that's a lot of different blending. But I want you to talk about that, because what you did, I think, is beautiful in combining, your actual practice and research with your problem and then putting it into product. Tell us about the intersection. You kind of talked about that in the introduction, but I want to have you expand on that a little bit. And then there are kind of like behind that, and we talked about it a couple questions ago, there are people, particularly moms, like, girl, you have so much. you have so much experience that's personal, that you probably have gotten some work type skills with, that you could just mesh together and really create something. Talk about that intersection, because I think sometimes in our minds we keep it kind of siloed, because we think this is just this is just this, but we have opportunities to really bring all parts of us into creating something and putting it into the earth. So I just want you to expand there about your intersection and kind of walking it out.
Yeah, it has really been, honestly, a beautiful intersection for me, because I'm really passionate about science and research. But when I had my first daughter, I could not believe how challenging. I think even like you mentioned, it was the same for you. You had your first child and it just rocks your world. I couldn't believe that I'm one of 5. And I remember going to my mom, why didn't you tell me it was going to be like this? And, she just said, you just do it. And I think eventually now, even having my third, we're in a routine now. I understand that it's going to be a hard season for a little bit. And I know the work that it's going to require, but you also know the beauty that comes out of it too. So I think that's what all makes it worth it. And I'm just really glad that I get to blend my love for science and then also my love for motherhood and for families with this product that I've created. And my hope is that I have other ideas and other inventions that I would love to bring to market just to be able to make mom's life a little bit easier. I have products for dad too that I would love to create, but really I'm so passionate about the amount of work that moms put in and day out. And if I can do anything to take just a little bit of weight off of their plate, I would love to be able to do that through products that I bring to market.
Mhm. I love that. I always try to, wake up and I ask God, I said, what am I doing in my life right now? I'm actually a science kid by nature. I've been in science and STEM since fifth grade, all the way through college, bio major, chem minor.
Mhm.
And I thought I would be sitting in front of you as a neurologist. I thought that was,
Wow.
I thought that was a call and plan for my life. I'm a neuro nerd. I watch all kinds of things about neurodivergence and all. I mean, that's typically what I do. Is spend a lot of my time with that. But it's so interesting now that I kind of get to come back around and meet so many people that's adjacent to the work that I do, but I do it from a different seat now. And I never knew that my life would kind of evolve in that way. But it shows us to be very thankful for whatever steps or maybe even what we feel are missteps in the journey, because if you're walking, things can really and truly align. I love to have conversations with people who have science backgrounds and have put their ideas into the earth. So, I mean, it blesses me when you guys come here and talk about that, because I'm so very proud of it, especially dealing with all the things we have to deal with as women. And still,
Yes. And there's so much. There's so much. And, my kids are still young. They're 2 and 4. And I think about all of the problems that we will encounter as they grow older. And as moms, I think moms are actually innately entrepreneurial because you have to be so resourceful as a mom, even just to get your child dressed in the morning. It's not usually just one simple ask. You have to be really creative to get them to just put their clothes on and get out of bed and brush their teeth and wash their face. So I think it's already instilled in us. It's just, just learning how to take that and apply it into a product.
And the other thing, and I don't, I'll go to war about this. The reason why we make better managers is because typically we've already dealt with so many micro personalities in our household.
Yes.
This kid's like this one. This one doesn't like the Brussels sprout. This one does. This one likes to get up early. This one likes to flip. We've already innately gone through the process of handling different types of personality, making them work well and play well where we can, as best we can, and know that there'll be some fallout. But we've already done that so well because we really had no choice. That was kind of our role.
Exactly.
So I mean, I say it and I advocate for it all the time because I know the thing. And typically we are, not only taking care of our household and other things and managing finances. There's a bunch of different things that we do every day, just as a mom, as a woman, that sometimes when it goes into other places, other arenas, is looked at as like not valuable expertise or experience, when it's the thing that's keeping us moving forward on this planet Earth. But I don't want to get on my soapbox and
you become really good in stressful situations. You learn not to panic. all of the things.
All of the things. I want to ask you this because I saw something in your form that says that you have a connection to libraries, that you tied your brand to supporting like local libraries. Oh my gosh. I love that you're doing that. Tell me why that's a part of your mission, because us in our household, we love libraries. We go a couple times a week here. But I just want to make sure I asked you, like, why is that important in your mission that you connect with libraries and try and build some synergies there?
So this is on my bucket list goals for my company. I haven't done anything yet, but as a mom, local libraries have been a place of respite for me and my kids. It's a free place that you can take your kids for story time, to play and interact with other kids. And my kids are still at home. So making sure that they have that interaction with other people is critical. And even at the library we go to, not only do they have story time, but they have daily crafts for the kids. They teach them about, like we did a spring activity that was planting sunflower seeds where they could take the seeds home, and we're planting them in a garden. And this type of access in my opinion, for children, but also for moms, is really important. And one day my goal is to be able to give back to local libraries across the nation, to give families access to more free resources, because as a parent, you know that everything is so expensive. Of course, your kids always want to go to the newest and best play place that has an entrance fee and all of this. But I want families to know that there are free resources in your local community where you can be supported as a mom. You can have a chance to sit and interact with other families, but also your kids can have a place where they can grow and learn and develop even before they're in school. So this is, again, on my bucket list of things that I'd love to be able to support as Bottimals grows. But I would just love to be able to give back to local libraries that are in need across the nation, because I know not every library is probably kept up to date. We've been fortunate enough to do some great traveling across the country, and we've visited some really wonderful libraries with our kids. And I would just love to be able to bring those experiences to other libraries and in turn other families across the country.
Oh, I love it. We actually use well, we're a homeschool family, so we use a kind of a hybrid model. He's with me
Okay.
Monday, Friday, and then Tuesday through Thursday, we typically have like what we call a learning coach that does different things, does a couple STEM activities. Library is always on Wednesdays for us, and then sometimes if there's a shift, I may have him
Mhm.
3 days versus two. But anyway, the library is actually a very special place for us because, like I said, we're there a couple times, and we have kind of met our tribe there because it's in our area it's becoming more of a thing. Like there are more kids that kind of use a different schooling model. And it's
Sure.
like, oh my gosh, like dang, like what happens like when you don't have that community of network, they're not going in every day. So like that was the part that was a little bit frightening for me because I was confident like with the curriculum part, but then there's these other parts of interaction and group effort and group thought that you still want
Yes.
to have some access to. So going there, oh my gosh, like I've met like people that like you and me that are building things and working from home and doing these things that are, kind of almost gymnastics to give their kids kind of a holistic feel. And it has been
Yep.
one of the best, one of the best things. I would have never met them except from the library. So from that point, we've of course done other things, gone to NASA and did different things and kind of created our own little model of friends and support. And we meet up. We've done zoo, like I say, we've done NASA. We've gone to like this Dewberry pumpkin patch type thing. So
That's
just
so
because of
fun.
that system, I'm very encouraged by that. And I'm happy you mentioned that because when I seen it, I was like, oh, that's such a part of what my son and I utilize really as the building ground for reading, but also community. So I was just so happy to see that you have a heart for that because it's something that's very important in my personal household.
That's awesome.
Um, I want to ask you this: like, if Bottles becomes everything you envision, let's say I've gotten these products, and of course, there's still going to be evolution because things change. What are you hoping that parents and families feel when they interact with Bottles?
My hope is that they feel comfort, they feel cared for, they feel relief. Because the biggest thing, if mom can't even leave the house with confidence because her baby won't take a bottle, her whole day is shattered. I've had moms come to me who have used my product and have had success with it. One mom in particular said that her baby was struggling with bottle feeding so much that her growth was less than the first percentile. And now using my product, her baby was finishing the bottle. And the amount of relief
Mhm.
that you would feel as a mom knowing that your baby is getting the nutrition that they need, that is huge. So my hope is that I can bring this to as many families as possible. And of course, not every, this won't work for every family, but my hope is that it can help as many families as possible. Every baby is different, as we know. So, but yeah, I'm just hoping I can help as many families as possible around not only the country, but around the globe, because bottle refusal is a global problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I kind of put the nutrition piece aside because we were just thinking about that latching on because of the actual habit to be there and having a caregiver. But even that
Mhm.
part of saying like, hey, this baby is not even growing properly because
Yeah.
that's a different level, and I didn't even really kind of put into the context when I was speaking about it earlier, because you're just thinking about
Yeah.
them being here, but no, you're really just not getting enough to eat, and that's an even larger
Yes.
problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I always love when you guys come here, then you start talking and all these other things start unlocking. I'm like, Sinead, just move on before you have these people here all day long while your while your mind cycles through everything that's happening. I want to ask you here for connection points. I'm going to give you a clean segment to just give us a 1, 2, 3 liners about Bottimals, even though we talked about it through the life of the interview. Just talk about it, 2 or 3 lines, and then also where we can find those products and also connect with you if you want to share that.
Sure. So at Bottimals, I like to say that we bring the comfort of mom to every bottle feeding. We bring that comfort and care to babies, to families, to caregivers. So mom can leave the house with confidence, so she can step away, have a moment of freedom, take a break if she needs to, because we know that that early part of parenthood and really of motherhood is so demanding. And if we can better care for our moms, just so they can go have a break or go back to work if they have to, that is all that we're in this for. And you can buy Bottimals at local retailers. Most of them are in the Northeast area, but you can find your local retailer that carries Bottimals on our website at www.bottimals.com. We sell online through our e-commerce website, also on Etsy, and you can find us on all of your major social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. At Bottimals is our handle, BOTTIMALS. It's like bottles and animals put together.
I love that. So you guys make sure you go and check that out, especially if you are in this demographic and you have a baby that's not latching on. And even if you don't know anyone, share the news. That's free. Just share it out and do that. We still are kind of connected to this neonatal thing. I'm like in all kind of, my science background gets the best of me sometimes. It gets the best of me sometimes. So I'm kind of like in adjacent like little science groups. One or two are a chiropractic school here in Houston. They have a new VR lab where they do dissections and stuff like that.
Wow.
And I actually met the provost, and she's like, "You want to come?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course."
Absolutely.
I'm like, look at my life kind of come back full circle. Like I feel like I'm going to places I thought I would always go 10 years ago. So to be here really means something to me. I want to make sure I say thank you for coming to interview with me, because I don't take it lightly. And I shared this pretty openly throughout this recording cycle, even before the show today, is that I'm committed to my cycle of doing these. So sometimes I have to come a bit aggressive to get people to come here and like hear these type timelines. So anybody who does that and shows up and shares their knowledge and expertise in really such a light way, I literally have to thank them from my heart, because they do fast turnaround times and we get recorded very quickly. So thank you so much, Julianne. I don't take your presence here lightly. I am definitely wish you much success to Bottimals. I love the concept, and I love the idea of merging these worlds within you into a product to put into the earth. So thank you for that. And to everyone that's out there in the Her Voice Shines podcast land, I want to thank you so much for being here. We're going to let Julianne give us her final thoughts. We're going to ask her to give us some great parting words for this space and really give us something that captures the essence of Julianne. And then I'll be back to officially close the show.
Thank you, Shanadra. I would say if you are a mom who has an idea or a dream, go for it. There is only this one life that we have. Time is of the essence. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So if you have something that you've been sitting on, don't wait another day. Go for it. Life is too short.
Life is too short. I can echo that. I was just kind of like saying it's so good that you said that, because we think we have forever. Just execute. Everyone is out here living life. It's not a person or a woman I've met on this podcast or beyond that's not dealing with something. So whatever you have, just put it out there. We're both living witnesses that we are out here doing it with funding restrictions and just different things and getting creative, but we're doing it. So if you're watching the podcast and you've lasted this long, I want to tell you that miraculous things happen when you let your voice shine, and just put a little bit of motion in the potion. That's my grandmother. Yeah. A little bit of motion in the potion and take it step by step. And like I always tell you, like the folk in church say, I love you. There's nothing you can do about that, but you can come on back next time for another amazing woman here on the Her Voice Shines podcast. Until then, we love you and we're out.